Ever wondered why some men seem to be under the spell of their partners? Yes, you heard it right. We're talking about manipulation. A word that might make you cringe. A word that seems to be wrapped in a cloak of mystery and power. In the realm of relationships, manipulation is a tactic often employed by individuals to control or influence the behavior and decisions of others. Manipulation, however, is not gender-specific. It can be exercised by anyone in a relationship. It's a power play, a game of chess, where one person tries to gain an upper hand over the other. It's the art of making someone do something they might not want to do, all while making them believe it was their idea all along. Today, we're going to talk about 5 ways women can manipulate men. Now, don't get us wrong, not all women or all men fall into these categories. We're not here to point fingers or lay blame, but it's always good to be aware, to understand the dynamics at play. Knowledge is a power, after all. These tactics can be subtle, they can be sly. They can be so intricately woven into the fabric of a relationship that they go unnoticed, unchallenged. They can be as simple as a look, a word, a gesture. They can be as complex as a well-planned strategy. They can be used for good, they can be used for ill. But here's the thing about manipulation, it's not about strength or weakness. It's not about being smart or being naive, it's about control, about influence. It's about understanding human psychology and using it to one's advantage. So if you've ever found yourself wondering why you're doing something you didn't want to do or why you're feeling a certain way without really knowing why, then this is for you. This is a journey into the world of manipulation, a world where things are not always as they seem. Now, let's delve into these 5 manipulation tactics, shall we? First on the list, emotional manipulation. This tactic often operates under the radar, making it difficult to spot. Emotional manipulation involves exploiting the emotions of a person for personal gain. In the context of relationships, some women might employ this strategy to control their partners. How does it work? Well, it often begins subtly, with small comments and actions designed to influence the emotions of their partners. It could be as simple as a compliment or a casual remark, designed to elicit a specific emotional response. Over time, these small instances can aggregate, leading to a dynamic where one partner holds significant emotional sway over the other. The effectiveness of emotional manipulation lies in its subtlety. It's not overt or aggressive, but rather a slow, steady exertion of emotional influence. This makes it a powerful tool in the hands of a manipulator, as it often goes undetected until the balance of power in the relationship has significantly shifted. Emotional manipulation can be subtle yet powerful, making it a common tactic. Secondly, we have guilt tripping. This tactic is a psychological game that some women play to manipulate men. It's a complicated dance of emotional chess, where feelings of guilt are strategically induced to gain an upper hand. Consider this scenario. A man forgets an anniversary. A woman brings it up, not just once, but repeatedly, emphasizing the hurt she's felt. This is guilt tripping. The man, feeling guilty, tries to make amends, often bending over backwards. It's a potent tool because it leverages the innate human desire to be in the good graces of those we care about. Or consider a more subtle approach. A woman might express disappointment, not in the man, but in herself, for expecting too much. This self-deprecation can induce guilt in the man, who then feels compelled to reassure or comfort her, again giving her an upper hand. These are just examples, and guilt tripping can take many forms. It's a powerful tool when used effectively. It's important to recognize it when it happens and respond appropriately. Guilt tripping, thus, is a powerful tool when used effectively. Thirdly, we encounter the act of playing the victim. This is a classic maneuver, often subtle and emotionally charged, making it a particularly effective technique of manipulation. When someone plays the victim, they are essentially trying to gain sympathy and control by making the other person feel like the bad guy. It's a way of shifting blame and avoiding responsibility. Imagine this scenario. A woman may bring up past mistakes her partner made, not to seek resolution, but to make him feel guilty and obliged to make amends. The goal? To get what she wants without having to directly ask for it. This tactic can be particularly effective because it's human nature to want to rectify our wrongs and make our loved ones feel better. However, it's important to remember that everyone makes mistakes and no one should be perpetually punished for them. Playing the victim is a manipulation tactic that can be difficult to identify and counteract. Even so, awareness is the first step towards change. Fourth on our list is using sex as a weapon. Now, this is a tactic that can be quite harmful to relationships. It's when one partner, often women in this context, withhold or promise sex to get what they want. This could be anything from a new piece of jewelry to having their way in an argument. The danger here is that it reduces an intimate act, usually associated with love and connection, to a bargaining chip. It turns a bond-enhancing experience into a power struggle, and that's not healthy for any relationship. It can create resentment, frustration, and ultimately, it may even lead to a breakdown of trust. Furthermore, using sex as a weapon can set a precedent in the relationship that it's okay to manipulate one's partner to get what they want. This, in turn, can lead to further manipulative behavior. Remember, a healthy relationship is built on mutual respect, open communication, and genuine intimacy. Using sex as a weapon can damage the trust and intimacy in a relationship. Last but not least, we have the silent treatment. This method of manipulation is exactly what it sounds like. It's the refusal to verbally communicate or interact, a wall of silence that can be incredibly isolating and disconcerting. This is not about taking time to cool down after a heated disagreement. Instead, it's a purposeful strategy that some women may use to control the dynamic of the relationship. They might withdraw their attention and affection, leaving their partner feeling lost, confused, and desperate to resolve whatever issue has supposedly caused this silence. The silent treatment can be particularly damaging because it's a form of rejection and isolation. It's a way to inflict pain without visible bruising. This tactic can create a cycle of confusion, anxiety, and desperation in the one being manipulated, often leading them to concede to their partner's wishes just to restore communication. Remember, healthy relationships require open and honest communication. The silent treatment can be a form of emotional abuse when used as a manipulation tactic. To sum up, we've discussed 5 ways women can manipulate men. We've delved into the power of manipulation and how it can be wielded subtly in relationships. We've examined emotional manipulation and guilt tripping, 2 tactics that can be particularly challenging to identify and overcome. We've also explored the roles of playing the victim and using sex as a weapon, strategies that can cause significant strain and imbalance in relationships. Lastly, we've tackled the silent treatment, a common form of passive aggression that can leave one feeling powerless and confused. Now, for that special advice you've been waiting for, the key to navigating these challenges is open and honest communication. Understanding these tactics equips you to recognize and address manipulation when it occurs. It's crucial to foster a relationship where both parties feel heard, respected, and valued. Remember, understanding is the first step to change. Let's strive for healthier, more balanced relationships.